New West Magazine is sponsored by the Downtown New Westminster Business Improvement Society. Downtown New Westminster has all your shopping, banking, dining, entertainment, and service needs. Downtown New Westminster has undergone significant development and revitalization. New Westminster, the place to be. And Punchlines Comedy Theater, located in New Westminster at 26 4th Street, within walking distance from SkyTrain. For more information and showtimes, call 525-2262. Remember, laughter matters. Westminster Tugboats is also pleased to sponsor New West Magazine, a company with a community conscience, serving Fraser Port for over 50 years.
Coming up, it's Christmas in New West as we take a look backstage at the Royal City's Nutcracker. We'll check in with the local food bank. And we talk with jolly old St. Nick himself. So stay with us for the next half hour. New West is next.
Hello again and welcome to another edition of New West Magazine. I'm Ozzy Owens.
And I'm Anna Soursos.
And today we come to you from the luxurious linen department here at Woodward's on 6th Street in New West, soon to be a brand new mall.
It'll be very nice. It's a very nice store, isn't it? And of course, Christmas is just around the corner, and we're going to devote this entire show to Christmas.
It all started with a Timmy's Hayek Santa Claus parade on December 7th down on Columbia Street here in New West, and it was a great time.
And we were down there broadcasting live, and it didn't even rain, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great parade.
Really
kicked off Christmas, didn't it?
Santa Claus was a big hit. We're going to talk to Santa Claus in just a bit, too. A busy guy this time of the year.
And of course, the Royal City's performance of the Nutcracker. But first, before that, a very important part of the city is the food bank. And here's Chris Sargent with more.
Located in the basement of the 6th Avenue United Church is the Labour Council's food bank, where on a daily basis bags of food are organized for distribution to those in need. Each year, nearly 10,000 bags of food consisting of bread, cereal, soups, and other basics are given out. Many of the products are donated by average families, but most of the products come as a result of drives by organized labor, such as the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and the United Steelworkers, who in this last week contributed $10,000 worth of food. The cornerstone of the food bank is volunteers like these, who spend many hours each day organizing bags of food, delivering food, and generally adding that extra moral support and smiling face for those utilizing the service. Running the service on a daily basis is definitely hard work.
Well, I feel the role of the food bank is to help people on low incomes or welfare, just to help them make their life a little easier.
The food bank opened first in November of 1982 and was initiated first by the IWA local here in New Westminster. There was, of course, a recession in the early 80s, and the IWA was probably one of the unions who felt the downturn in that industry the most.
Now you're seeing people on a day-to-day basis who are in need. How does that make you feel? Do you get angry? Do you get frustrated?
You get mixed feelings. It's depressing at times, and it's, like you say, you feel angry because you see the situations these people are in, and a lot of it ain't through their own fault, I'm sure, and it's very frustrating, I guess you might say.
What kind of life would people have without a food bank?
Well, I think that the food bank provides more than just that little bit of extra food to help people from month to month. I think that knowing that there is somebody that cares in the community somebody that is there to listen and provide other support is really important to people.
Christmas is a time of year when people tend to care a little bit more about their fellow human being. For those who don't have enough year-round, the Christmas season tends to accentuate their problems. Fortunately, as a result of the Christmas spirit, food bank donations tend to increase.
People in the community recognize and remember at Christmas much more that there are people out there, in fact, that are not as well off and need the assistance of food banks. The donations come in over the months of November, December, and early January. And sometimes those donations, in fact, will carry us through an entire year, when in fact we are here every day of the year.
What kind of Christmas would people have without the food bank?
I believe that the food bank provides that little bit extra to those families to help make a difference at Christmas.
What kind of Christmas will food bank recipients have this year?
I suspect that it's probably going to be not the best, not like you and I maybe, but we're going to try to make it a little bit better for them, I guess, if we can. But it won't be a Christmas like the average Canadian has, I'm sure.
What would you like to say to people who may have a few cans of food to spare or even some cash to spare?
Well, I think what we should be doing, if we have a little more than the average, that we should be sharing them. So even 1 or 2 cans probably would make somebody's Christmas much better, I feel.
Not having enough food is something most of us don't even think about. But unfortunately, it's a reality for many. The food bank, with the help of volunteers and those who donate, is definitely making a difference.
And not only could the food bank use your food donation, they could also use your time. So if you have anything to volunteer time-wise or food-wise, call them at 525-9628. What would Christmas be without the Nutcracker? And the Royal City Youth Ballet, once again, will present that fine performance. And Soursos has more on that story.
Christmas is definitely in the air as malls get busy and Christmas lights are put up all over the city. For many of us, this festive time of year means candy canes, Christmas trees, and of course, the spellbinding magic of the Nutcracker. For those of you who have never seen the Nutcracker, it is the story of a young girl's fairyland dream told through beautifully orchestrated music and the international language of ballet. The story takes you through numerous colorful sets and involves a cast of over 70. The performers vary in age, ranging from 6 to 80 years young, and most of the dancers have been training in the art of ballet since they were 3. The dancers involved with the production represent more than 20 dance schools across the Lower Mainland. Altogether, there will be over 130 performers involved with this year's Nutcracker. A production like this requires a great deal of discipline and dedication from all, and those characteristics are particularly evident in the younger performers and ballerinas, who not only have school and homework, along with 30 hours a week of dance class, they must also put in countless hours into preparation and rehearsal for the Nutcracker. And that does not even include the 12-hour days put in for each of the 12 performances over the month of December. A typical performance day may include 4 hours of technical run-through,
individual rehearsals, makeup, and finally the performance itself. In order to make it through 12 successful performances, a great deal of responsibility and pressure is placed on young shoulders. But with a little luck and a lot of rehearsing, things always go as planned. Many of the ballerinas involved in the production train here at the Kirkwood Academy. Dolores Kirkwood is their instructor and is also the artistic director of the Royal City Youth Ballet. She is responsible for teaching the girls balance, ballet movement, vocabulary, other types of dance, and most importantly, a sense of accomplishment and maturity.
The children and their parents have just been so cooperative and so helpful and so believing. We say this is the way it must be, and the children do it, and the parents do it. And you know, if I tell them, no, that's not good enough, you must go home and work on it, they do. I think I'm really pleased that we chose so carefully. We had 547 little girls and boys, and well, older ones as well, come through those rehearsal room doors to audition. And we had, you know, with a lot of them, you have to make your decision very quickly. I think after these years, we probably recognize talent very quickly.
Otherwise you'd be there all
yes,
a long time.
but it isn't enough that they're talented. They also have to have a technique behind them. And then by the time they're through doing the show, their teachers have said their technique has improved so much, besides the presentation that it gives them, and the confidence that they're part of something that's good, and it makes them feel good about themselves.
The main character in the Nutcracker, Clara, is played by Laurel Campbell. And at the young age of 9, she has already been in numerous productions, such as Cinderella and The Wizard of Oz. This year marks her 5th year in ballet, and as the main character, it also means a lot more work and pressure.
It's really hard, but after you're finished and you start doing the performances, I think that it's really fun.
Now, who is Clara in the Nutcracker?
In the Nutcracker, she's the girl who gets a nutcracker from her uncle Drosselmeyer, and then she dreams that he turns into a prince, and she goes to the land of sweets.
Now, is this a lot of hard work that you're in preparation for this play?
Yes, because you have to practice all the time.
Now, how do you keep up with practicing and going to school and some of the other activities?
Well, usually homework comes first, but I go to ballet on Monday and Thursday, and then I go to Nutcracker practice on Saturday and Sunday.
So you've got some time in between there to do all the other things. Cast members involved with the Nutcracker come from a wide variety of backgrounds and experiences. Some come from ballet, some from theater, some are young and some are old. But you would be hard-pressed to find any as dignified and proud as 80-year-old Bernie Legg. Bernie plays a guest of the family in the production's opening act. He has been involved in the art for many years and is a regular member of the Vagabond Playhouse. He also runs the Miss New Westminster pageant each year and is an active member with the Hayek Festival Association. He enjoys being a part of such a production, and each year he is more amazed by the discipline and dedication displayed by his fellow young performers.
Really, I think it is astonishing. And I suppose we have to thank the people that are teaching them. I understand there are more than 24 schools in the Lower Mainland, and the children that are in our Nutcracker come from all of these schools. So first, I think we have to take our hats off to the instructors and the people that own the schools that are teaching these children their discipline and their dedication. And it just shows on the stage. And their talent, it's superb.
The character most often identified with the Nutcracker is the Sugar Plum Fairy, who this year is performed by Camilla Fishwick. Camilla has been dancing for 19 of her 22 years and is very proud to be involved with this year's Nutcracker. Camilla also teaches at the Kirkwood Academy and is a great role model for the younger performers. During the productions and rehearsals, she acts as an assistant for Dolores, and she can often be seen working with the cast backstage. But her greatest contribution to the performance definitely takes place on stage.
The Sugar Plum Fairy, and I'm from the Land of the Sweets, and Clara and the prince, they come into the Land of the Sweets, and I sort of show them around, and because Clara saved the prince's life, and so so I just dance. I guess I'm sort of the queen of the land. I guess that's.
How do you like that role?
Oh, I love it. It's really fun.
Now, you also help Dolores in many other aspects with the production. Not only do you perform, but you help backstage. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I help. Well, I help like with like quick changes for some of the girls, but I also help her teach the ballet and help her with some of the choreography and rehearsals and stuff.
I tell you, the dedication that the children and the adults display year after year putting on the Nutcracker is truly amazing. One thing I'd like to mention is that we only spoke to a couple of the cast members, and it is truly a team effort, so they all deserve a great deal of credit. And another man who deserves a great deal of credit, especially this time of year, is of course Santa Claus. And here's Ozzy with more.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Why? Santa Claus is coming to town. Gather round, he's making a list, checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're away.
Santa Claus, a name that lights up children's eyes around the world. From the time you're knee-high to a grasshopper, you know that the man in the red suit and full white beard always brings Christmas cheer and goodwill. Every year at this time, Santa leaves his toy shop at the North Pole and visits New Westminster and a couple other places. He's involved in many Christmas celebrations, like Timmy's High-At Christmas Parade, where he's definitely the star attraction. Of course, he always has time to meet and talk with the children to find out what's on their list for Christmas Day.
Isn't that nice? And you're such a good boy. Yeah. What did you want for Christmas?
Toys.
Some toys. That's a good fellow. And we'll put them under the tree for you?
Yeah.
All right. Will you save a cookie for me when I come to your house?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a good boy. And you know what Rudolph likes?
Yeah.
What does he like? Carrots?
Carrots.
He likes carrots, yes, he does. Well, I think you're a wonderful little child, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. I've got a nice little book for you. Would you like that nice little book to color in? All right. And we'll bring your toys on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
If you're awake, we'll have a little chat, okay?
Okay.
Right. But if you're sleeping, Santa will be very, very quiet.
Okay.
I wouldn't even wake Mommy and Daddy.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I love you.
I love you.
You're so sweet. You're so sweet.
Among his many talents, Santa is also a gifted singer and with years of practice, he knows all the tunes. But what do we really know about this jolly old fellow? What does he do in his spare time? Does he take vacations? And what is it really like at the North Pole?
We have a lot of help, and it's all so willingly given. And the joy in the making of toys for children who will be also joyous in receiving. It's a little bit of the material side, but we live in a material world, so we really have to have a little understanding of that as well. But we can mix that with the wonderful love, which is so important, and the most important of all. That is the wonderful combination. It means like we can have all the things we want in life if we want to really work and live the right way for it. So it's very pleasant.
And what about Mrs. Claus? Does she help out?
She's wonderful. She is a wonderful, beautiful lady that I couldn't do without her in all the work we do. And oftentimes she's not given enough credit for the work that is done, because in the background she's not seen as often, but she does many, many wonderful things for children as well. Yes, thank you.
Where do you vacation, or can you say?
Well, we go various places. As we do when we're coming on Christmas Eve, we see some wonderful spots, and we just travel like that. We travel by thought, as you know, which is very, very fast. And we can go and enjoy the beautiful palms of the south or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we have lots of variety in our places we go. Mm-hmm. Yes.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're away.
He knows if you've been bad or good.
So be good for goodness sake. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Little tin horns, little toy drums, Rudy toot toots and rum-a-tum-tums. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Who looks after the reindeer?
Well, we have many elves who look after them, and the reindeers are very, very wonderful. And as you might like to know, that Rudolph has a very nice friend by the name of Ruby now.
Oh, really?
Isn't that nice? Well, you know, I feel it's very important. The ladies are very important in the world. And I feel in the reindeer field, too, we're having a little reindeer by the name of Ruby who helps us along very much. Yes.
Is there a message from Santa Claus to everyone at this time of the year?
Well, if I could make it a short message, would be to pray for love, peace, and harmony within ourselves. To really long, you might say, for the love in the soul, the love that comes from our Creator. And we are all God's children. And He loves us all regardless of the color of our skin or whatever background we have. And I think this sort of brings out this wonderful love in the form of just joy and peace. And if we could have this all year round, we'd have a wonderful world to live in.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a good day. Thank you. Ho-ho!
Well, I must say he certainly is a jolly old fellow, and I hope he brings you everything you ask for this Christmas season. Of course, this is a busy time of year in the Lower Mainland, all over the world for that matter. And here's a look at what's happening in the Royal City over the next couple weeks. First up, we have the Amobilis Singers performing December 20th at 8 o'clock in the evening at the Performing Arts Theater, Douglas College. Tickets are at the door, and as well, they'll be performing on December 21st at the Massey Theater here in New West. The Hyak Christmas Carol Ship cruises run through December 20th, and if you need more information on those, you can call the Hyak Festival office at 522-6894. The presentation of the Nutcracker that we talked about earlier will play at the James Cowan Theater December 18th through the 21st, and tickets are at Ticketmaster. And of course, Irving House is open during the holidays. Lots of decorations and nice things to look at over there. You can call 521-7656 for more information. And here's Archie Miller at Irving House to tell you more about Kris Kringle.
Of all the images that go with Christmas time, all the things, the trees and everything else that goes with it, the image of Santa Claus, or traditionally going back Father Christmas, Kris Kringle and so on, the image of Santa Claus is the one that stays. And what I have here is an authentic reproduction of the night before Christmas. This is how the little booklet came out. And we'll find a picture here of the Santa Claus in the book. A rather harsh-looking gentleman. But this is the book that set the standard. This talked about chimneys and him being jolly and his eyes twinkling and so on. This is the one, of course, that begins, everybody knows it was the night before Christmas went all through the house. It's from this that we get the symbolism, and it's interesting when you can go through and find out how symbolism stays with us. The end of it, he sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. So from the large parlor in front of the Christmas tree of Irving House, Merry Christmas.
On behalf of Ozzy and I, we'd like to wish Archie Miller a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's all the time we have for tonight, but in a couple of weeks we'll be bringing you a year in review. What a busy year it was, wasn't it?
Definitely was. Just before we go, I think I should mention that the New West Burnaby Christmas Bureau, is short on funds this time of the year, and they could use your help at 299-5778.
And also, if you have any ideas about what you'd like to see on the New West program, or if you'd like it, just give us a call at 588-0441.
Lots of numbers to remember this
That's right. And we'd like to just say Merry Christmas to all of you out there, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ozzy Owens Hairstyling by Raymond Hair Design, located at 620 6th Street in New Westminster.
New West Magazine is sponsored by the Downtown New Westminster Business Improvement Society. Downtown New Westminster has all your shopping, banking, dining, entertainment, and service needs. Downtown New Westminster has undergone significant development and revitalization. New Westminster, the place to be. And Punchlines Comedy Theater, located in New Westminster at 26 4th Street, within walking distance from SkyTrain. For more information and showtimes, call 525-2262. Remember, laughter matters. Westminster Tugboats is also pleased to sponsor New West Magazine, a company with a community conscience, serving Fraser Port for over 50 years.